Smells nice. So we're harvesting goldenrod, and we've never distilled it before. It is apparently often harvested in Canada, and we're very interested this year because there's so much of it to see what it'll give us. It's a whole plant distillation, so I'm cutting the leaves and the flowering top, and it's exciting. We're on our land, and there's just so much of it this year that we thought we can't not distill it and see what it gives. So it's an experimental distillation for us, even though I know that there is a goldenrod essential oil on the market. So there's loads of this plant, and we've tried to determine its botanical species on internet. I haven't got my loupe. It's either canadensis, which would be great because that's a very well-known goldenrod for essential oils, or it could be Wrighty, and there's very little information. When I squeeze it, there is a lovely aroma, but it's deep in the plants. I'm not sure how much volatile oil it will give, but you know, there's so much of it, we might as well explore. This is how we're learning to be better and better distillers and knowing the plants of the Southwest. We're going to be writing a book about the plants of the Southwest, the aromatics for distillation. So this is really part of that research as well. So when we get to jars, which is where our still is, he's a botanist, so he'll be able to botanically identify the plant correctly without any doubt. So whenever, you know, we're exploring a new plant, and the truth is, even though I think goldenrod, maybe some varieties of goldenrod grow somewhere in Europe, I never came across it as a herbalist in England or in France. So I really don't know this plant intimately. And so, you know, you're always worried, is it worth doing? Will there be any essential oil? Does it smell enough? And it's true, you have to really squeeze it. We have about 60 pounds already in the back of the truck, and it smells gorgeous, like honey. So sometimes I have to kick myself to remember that we're actually harvesting this beautiful plant on our own land. And that makes me feel like the richest girl in the world, like so rich to be able to call this little corner of northern New Mexico ours, and to have love for it, and to have a project for it, and to feel at home here. It's like bringing up an emotion. I've looked for home all my life, it took me 50 years. And when I got to the Earthship, I remember looking, and it looked like I'd come to the end of the world. There was no way to carry on. And I thought, well, here it is. And it really is it. And here we are, look, in this beautiful wilderness, which is ours to tend. So Solidago, you said, is a challenging genus to...
Yeah, the Asteraceae have they have many species and very diverse. Solidago is quite a big genus in America. About 6% of the diversity, if I'm not mistaken, is in the Americas. They're known to hybridize, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And,
that means that they pollinate between each other and then create subspecies.
Well, yeah, they're able to mix, if I'm not mistaken. You know, like a lot of Asteraceae have a microspecies, and then for speciation, they have common ancestors that are not that distant in their evolution, meaning that the overlap often in morphology and in occurrence areas makes it much harder. A lot of Asteraceae can be challenging. They're famous to be challenging. The Rosaceae, the rose family, is also very, very challenging in certain genuses. So, but anyway, it's fun to determine, and a lot of times you need the seeds for these inflorescence, and the morphology of the ridges on the seeds, and the different type of pappus, and will help to determine them. So.
Okay, that fits on. We can disconnect this because it got rinsed. I'll dump the water out. Here, let me pass the water home.
Yep.
So we'll put 2 bags on these, one for
We wanted to give our audience a little bit of context about our project. So the land project is I call it our legacy project because it's our long-term project of creating an aromatic plant farm, hopefully building a new distillery there, bringing life back to rundown rural community. And this will be for my son and daughter-in-law who work with us and our grandchildren. But the context of this is that we can't go as fast as we would wish because in order to fund that project, we have other jobs. And so we run two websites. One is called menopausealchemy.com, and it's really supporting women through the menopause journey in a spiritual and psychological way. And we have classes and coaching, and it's a busy hub. The second one is Aromanosis, and that's the company that Florin and I teach at and coach at and work at together. And that also involves a lot of time coaching and teaching and creating and writing. And we're both writing books. So that's our work. And that's why I'm sitting at my desk, because today we tried to sort of weigh up, do we go to the land and try and get the second window in? But the fact of getting work done here, getting shopping in for food, and getting to the land and back, it's just too much. So we're going to stick around here, just go into town and get food, and we'll go to the land on Sunday, try and get there for the whole day and get at least one more window in. But I wanted to share that because I think the context of our journey forward is important. And if you have any questions or anything else you want to know about us and our journey, we love answering. So drop something in the comments. Lots of love. Carl, I'm so pleased to see the end of this.
Yeah, poor snakes.
No, I've looked.
Such a nice habitat for them. Okay, so sunshine. Turn this to dump out the water. Okay, now we can put other things in there if we want.
So this is rubbish. This is what?
That's probably rubbish. So what I need to do here, there's a frame around here that has drill holes in it. So take this off, drill this way so I can drill the holes from through the metal so the metal is attached to it.
Yeah.
Same here, here, here. That's one thing I need to do. And then it's already spaced, so I'm not going to move it too much. And then that's where we'll put the foam.
we're going to put this window in, and then we needed to really be sure of how we are going to organize the space, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think we've come to the decision that the bed would be sliding under the kitchen. There'd be an elevated platform for the kitchen. And we put the sliding glass door here and put a deck outside at the same level as the kitchen.
We thought we were going to put this big window there, but then we realized it was better to have sliding doors going out of the kitchen so that when we're cooking, we can have a deck outside there, we can eat outside there, and this would be the living area. We can put a table there for winter. There's the stove here. The bathroom will be in the corner. And so that's basically what we changed, from window to sliding doors there.
And the nice thing about elevating the kitchen, we can run the water line to the shower under. And then also we can put furniture in front of here because we don't have to keep it clear because we're not going in and out.
Yeah.
So we started fixing it already, but this is where the bison or buffalo came in. You can see the T-post is bent because they just pushed through, and with their sheer size, they just push through wire. This piece of wire isn't barbed, but even the barbs, I don't think really do nothing more than tickle them. So we've restored 2 of the strings that we restored last fall or sometime. We're going to add a 3rd one that we found lying around. And again, I really feel it's just a suggestion for the bison, because if they wanted to, they can push right through. But hopefully they'll be gently reminded not to come this way.